Today I'm going to review and dismantle one of these Paracord survival bracelets. So I'm sure in the past you guys have seen these things, either online or at gun shows. They're basically paracord bracelets that are packed up with survival goods inside of them. And as you can see, that's kind of thick. It's got some jute twine on the outside. When I bought this one, it was just a little too small for my arm. I bought it at a gun show. I didn't try it on, silly, and it was too big for my arm. So I've long since replaced it. I think I bought this in 2005. Anyway, figured today, since I no longer have a need for this and it kind of just sits around, I'd give you an idea of what's inside. And I'm going to put the information down below on the gentleman that makes these for the Las Vegas gun shows. Supposedly inside, we've got outside, we got 20 feet of paracord, 40 feet of fishing line, a signaling mirror. There's a whistle, but that's on the buckle. You saw that. There's 2 fish hooks, 2 lead sinkers, magnesium fire starter and striker, and 12 inches of jute twine. So I'm going to tear this apart and hopefully be able to do it on camera here, and we'll see what's inside. First thing I'm going to do is open it up. Okay, and it's a shame because it was just a little too tight, but I'm going to take that. By the way, if you haven't gotten a chance to get one of these are the Walmart $4 knives. You know, they're not anywhere near the quality of, say, a Benchmade or Spyderco or whatever, but these are decent knives. And if you're just getting started out and you don't have a lot of money to spend, by all means, grab one of these because they're not bad. Okay, I'm going to cut in there and see if I can start unraveling this. This may take a while, and if I see it's taking too long, we can always cut the video and I can unravel it and come back. But it seems to be coming apart rather nicely. There we go. Okay. So we've already got access to the ends of the jute twine right there. Okay? You already got that right there. I don't know that I can pull it out yet, but you can see it's right there. And I'm interested to see how they packed everything in here. I think these are a really great idea as a last ditch kind of thing. I wouldn't buy this as my main survival kit, but would I wear it with a secondary, kit? Sure. Would I attach it to my bug out bag? I was actually thinking of doing that with this one, just tossing it on the back of the bug out bag and forgetting about it. But I figured I'm always going to have my other one on, and I actually don't have it on today, but I almost always have it on, so it's really not a big deal. And we're getting across here. Look at that. There's actually stuff inside there. I'm starting to see a little pack of goodies inside. And I may cut the camera and finish this because I don't want to waste too much time tearing it apart on video for you, because I know that can be boring. But I kind of want to get to that first point where we start to see things and see how they have it packed in, so you guys can see that too. And I might add too, just because these items are no longer inside the bracelet doesn't make them bad survival items. You can stick them in a tube, you can stick them in some tin foil, you can wrap them up, throw them somewhere in your pocket. It doesn't negate their usefulness, shall we say. All right, so we're starting to see inside there all the goodies that are in there. The jute twine is kind of twisted around in here, but I'm sure we can get that out once we unravel a little more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this down a little further, and then I'm going to come back and show you the contents. All right, so as you can see, we've gotten down to the main section. And something I will tell you about this is great as a backup. If this is your only method of starting a fire or catching a fish or whatever, and you're out in the cold, I would suggest you find another way, because it takes a long time to take this apart. And I can't imagine trying to tear this apart and try to keep everything semi-intact with your hands shaking and freezing cold or pouring rain or whatever. However, that said, it's better than nothing. And if it's all you got in a situation, then hey, it works. Now, this is the fishing line that's wrapped over everything in there. I see a little ferro rod in there. I see a little signaling mirror. Be careful. He actually has a piece of glass mirror in there. I'm just going to cut this stuff off because I'm not trying to save the fishing line. Not real concerned about saving that. I have plenty. So I might want to get my X-Acto knife out for it. Really what I want to do is just free this stuff to let you see what's in there. Now this looks like, if I'm seeing this right, it looks like your little piece of signaling mirror and perhaps a striker in there. Yep, that's a striker. So there's your mirror, and there's a little piece of, actually it's an old, it looks like an old, let me see if I can zoom that in. An old, gosh, what is it? Saw blade. Okay, so that's that. Let's see if I can free the ferro rod. This is going to be fun to clean up after. All this fishing line. Now you see, that's another thing too. I mean, if I needed to start a fire and I really wasn't concerned with fishing, this would be, you know, basically you're damaging a resource. You're damaging your fishing line to get at the ferro rod. So it's just something to think about. You know, is it nice to have an extra resource? Absolutely. But it may not be your primary resource. It looks like that's how he wound this up in here. He taped the fishing line to the little bit of ferro rod. I'm actually going to try and use this to get some sparks in a minute. Let's get to the rest of this. I think personally myself, I would have gone a little lighter on the fishing line, just because it makes it so hard to get at everything in here. That looks like the hooks. Make sure I'm still in camera. Still getting used to my new camera. I got some much better lighting set up out here. To me, it's ridiculously bright, but on camera it looks pretty good. So yeah, it looks like that's your fishing line, your fishing hooks right here, wrapped up in some paracord. And I can get the rest of this stuff off. That's your lead sinkers. No, that's your hooks and that's your lead sinkers. So anyway, I'm not going to tear the whole rest of that apart because we know what's in there. I am going to get the striker out because that's something we've all pretty much seen and done. See if I can get some sparks. I'm not going to try to start a fire here because I don't have a metal pan under me. But let's see if this actually works. Now I probably wouldn't use this striker. I'd probably use a knife. Gosh, that's really in there. There we go. Well, I got the mirror out. And that's interesting too. That seems to have a little curve to it. But you know what? That looks small and you think, well, that's kind of useless. But you take a bright sunny day where you're standing outside and a plane is flying overhead and you're trying to catch their attention. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. I saw it flash a little bit there. It's actually a pretty handy thing to have. Alright, here we go. That is a piece of, yeah, it's just a piece of blade. Try the back of a knife. It's really hard to hold this, I'm finding. Maybe we'll do the... I'm off camera. There we go. Yeah, I'm having a hard time doing it. However, I guess this qualifies as my 1-inch ferro rod challenge, huh? Oh, I got a spark. Got a couple little ones. And I'm sure with time I would get better at this. I'd probably find something to put on the end here. Now I'm getting a couple little sparks. I don't know if you can see them on the camera. But hey, it's better than nothing and it's a good fire starter. And that's pretty much it. Now, even if you don't want to use this stuff, it could be used for tinder, for anything. You get a whole lot of paracord. You got your jute twine right here. This and this, your striker and ferro rod. Little signaling mirror. And in here, you've got your 2 lead weights and your 2 hooks. So I mean, you know, it's kind of torn between how much usefulness there is to this and, you know, for your particular situation. But to have a way to make fire anywhere you go is really awesome. So anyway, that's pretty much it for today. I just wanted to tear this apart and show you guys, since I have a new one, what's inside. And I will put the information. He has an email and a phone number. His name is Jim Callahan, and I believe this was 18 bucks. And you can pretty much pick them up either at the gun show, or he will ship them to you if you're local here in Vegas or outside of Vegas. He will ship them to you if you're not. And I hope you enjoyed tearing apart my old survival bracelet. Thanks for watching.